Okay, I have sewn all the pieces together, and so the last step is to bring up your sides, and what we're going to do is pin the sides so that then we can sew it. So I'm just going to show you. I would pin this side, and then pin this side. Okay, and as you can see there's, so we do the same for this side, and then take it over to the sewing machine and we're going to sew it. Next we're going to work on the handles for your purse, and your fabric's going to measure 2.5 by 24, and your batting that you're going to put in your handle is going to measure 3/4 by 24. This one's a little bit longer than 24 because I've kind of stretched it. The more you work with it, it kind of stretches out. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I make this. First thing I do is, this is like my little portable ironing pad, and what I'm going to do is fold this fabric in half, and then I'm going to iron it. You could pin it, but I'm going to iron it because that, to me, it holds it a lot easier. I'm still going to pin it, but I found that ironing it just makes it so much easier. Okay, so now that it's ironed, I have my seam in there, and now the next part, you would put your batting right inside here, right where that seam, where that line is, that middle crease. But then before I add that, I'm actually going to fold this down and iron it too. So what I'm going to do is fold in about that much. Okay, and I'm not going to make you watch me do that whole piece because it would take too much time. So then after I iron that and fold it in, then I'm going to take the other side and fold that in, and then I would stitch it. See? So I've got one already ready. So what I did was I ironed it, and then I pinned it. And see, I have all these pins, and so then now I'm just going to take it to the sewing machine, and instead of making you watch, I'm just going to tell you, you're just going to sew a stitch all the way down on this side, and then you're going to sew one on this side, and then just cut off the extra batting. And so there's your handle. Okay, so we're going to add your handles. So what you're going to do is, here's your handle, and you're going to take the first side and you're going to put it right inside here, and then take your pins and pin it, hold that in place, and then the next side you're going to just bring this over and make sure you get it positioned right. Maybe I should lay it down. There we go. And then do the same thing. Open that up in there. Put it in as far as you can get it to go in. Okay? And what I do is I try to center it in the square. And then pin that. Instead of sewing these handles on, what you're going to do is take this to the machine, and you're going to do your 1/4 inch seam or 1/2 inch seam all the way around the whole entire purse. So around here, but right now we've got one handle attached, so we need to add another one, and then we need to do the closing strap if you want that. So I'm going to show you how to make that real fast. You're going to need a piece of fabric that is 2 by 12, and I'm showing you how to make it in brown. I'm not sure that I would use the same color as your handle, but this is my example. So I'm going to do the same thing as I would fold this in half and iron it, and then open it back up and then fold this in to that crease that you made, and then fold this in. And so when it's all done, you're going to have a 1/2 inch strip, just like that. So just like the handle, you would take it over there and you would sew it. And when you're done, you would have one long strip that's been sewn. Okay, this has already been sewn, because next I'm going to show you how to get that. Okay, so what I've done is you have your 12 by a 1/2 inch strip, and then you just take this, fold it so that it's positioned down here, and then do it just like that. Okay, and then what I do is I just pin it to hold it, and then you would sew it. This would already have been sewn, so make sure you sew this first. This would be the last step. And so here's one that's finished, and I stitched it twice. I stitched it just a little bit up here at the top. Let's see if you can see it. Right up here, a small stitch, and then right here. Okay. So then to attach it to the purse, let's say this is the front of the bag. So then you're going to put your close-in strap right inside this middle piece. And then it's going to position here. And then you would put your button right in the center here. So this 12-inch piece might be a tad bit long. I might need to cut it down, but add your button first. Just stitch that right in there. It's such a busy pattern, I don't know if you can see it. So I'll add the button there and then put the strap in. Okay, I have sewn the handles on the bag. I added the button, and the way I added the handles, of course, was I just stitched a 1/4 seam around the whole entire bag. Okay, so I'm going to start here on the bottom so that you can really see it. Take some really sharp scissors and just cut at an angle. You're going to do it about every 1/4 of an inch. Just make sure you don't cut your seam. Okay, and this actually takes a while. You think you could, you can do this really fast, but it takes a little bit. Okay, so you're going to do that to the whole entire bag, and then just kind of rough it up, and then you're going to wash the bag in like on a delicate cycle in your washing machine. And I actually put mine like in a garment bag, and so once you wash it, this is really how it's going to look. Really cute and fuzzy. Okay, here's the instructions that I have, and they're going to be available for a small fee on my website. It's going to have the pattern and the instructions and the supply list and all of that. It's going to be to make the rag quilt purse using the Big Shot. And this bag is actually going to be given away free to someone. Everyone that places a Stampin' Up! Order with me this month, their name is entered into a drawing, and the person's actually going to win this bag that I made during this video. So that'll be kind of special. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks a lot.